Hello and welcome to Fatboss Weekly, Season 2, Episode 2.
Hello.
And we're here again on a Wednesday.
See, I told you, we'll definitely be here. Most likely it's probably gone out on a Wednesday, so yeah, in your faces, everyone.
Good job, team.
Weekly is definitely weekly. 100%. But there's been things going on. Enough about that nonsense. There's been a lot of things going on. Some troubling news I've heard, Lawrence.
Yeah, well, recently on Twitter, senior PvP designer Brian Halinka, who is obviously a very close friend of ours, stated, "We're planning on an additional PvP season for Mist. Details on the end of season rewards, timeline, and new gear to come soon."
So what does this mean, Lawrence?
Well, at first glance, that doesn't really seem too troubling.
I don't really mind that they have an additional PvP season. I don't do PvP.
Yeah, me and you don't do PvP. It doesn't affect us.
No.
And yeah, probably a few of you guys don't do PvP either, so you probably don't care. But it can actually give us small indications of when Warlords of Draenor is looking to be released.
Okay.
So right now we're in Season 14, and that started on, like, September the 17th, so that's around 16 or 17 weeks ago. It depends on when you're watching this video, of course. And if you average out the duration of all the seasons so far, that each season lasts around 22 weeks on average. So you should expect our current season to end soon, if they try and follow up with that average. But note, the shortest season that there's ever been was Season 4 and 5, that lasted 17 weeks.
That must have been back in Burning Crusade.
Yeah, that was in Burning Crusade, yeah. And the longest ever was 38 weeks, which was in Season 11.
Wow.
And also keep in mind that between each season, there's usually a downtime of at least a week, sometimes 2 weeks, before a new season starts. So let's say that the current season ends in like 3 weeks' time. That means that it's lasted
about 20 weeks.
About 20 weeks, something like that. And on the 4th of February, this is when it will stop. We'll have a week downtime, and the new season will come out on the 11th of February. Let's just say that this is what they're planning on doing.
Right.
And this new season that comes out, if we're going to have an average season length, which is 22 weeks, we're going to be looking at Warlords coming out at some point in either late June or maybe even early August or some point in July if they do extend it a little bit.
Wow.
And obviously there is always a week downtime, so add that extra week as well, which means, yeah, Warlords isn't going to be coming out for a long time.
That's like 6+ months if they add a new PvP season, because with PvP seasons they don't go across expansions. That would be nuts.
Yeah,
unless they do like
work.
a really short season for some reason. In all fairness, they did say that they were planning it. It isn't like a new season is coming out, so this is only once again like up in the air sort of thing, just like the survey last week, which I'm still angry about. But so it's fine really, like if it is not actually going to go ahead. But if it does go ahead, we've got like 20 weeks, 22 weeks, like 6 months plus of until Warlords of Draenor is even like potentially coming out.
Providing they keep going with the system that they're already using. Also, what's kind of worrying that I've been thinking about a bit is that when an expansion does come out for beta, the length is usually around 5 months. The shortest ever beta was 4 months. That was the Burning Crusade beta. And they haven't announced the beta at all. They haven't said anything about Warlords of Draenor. So let's say Warlords of Draenor is going to be 4 months. They need to kind of announce it soon in order for it to, you know, sort of be here before summer. Because that's what they said they wanted to do. They wanted to release Warlords of Draenor before the summer so everyone, you know, so they could sort of kick it off a little bit quicker than what they did with Mists of Pandaria, because we don't want another Dragon Soul situation. But it very much seems that we're going to be having another Dragon Soul situation.
Yeah, because they did say that they weren't going to bring out any major content patches. They said they'll do a pre-expansion patch like they always, well, that they did in Cataclysm at least, where everything was oozing in.
Yeah.
So they did have that, of course, but otherwise, like, we're going to, like, have no content for, like, up to 6 months. That is Dragon Soul again completely. And they said, oh, Dragon Soul, that was the worst thing ever because you had to wait so long. We're just going to do it one more time. Don't worry.
Exactly.
That was, of course, someone from Blizzard there. So it's just really
And
long.
also, an interesting note, which might be slightly irrelevant. I mean, it is kind of irrelevant, but it's interesting nonetheless, is that the Burning Crusade beta was 4 months long. The Wrath of the Lich King one was 5 months long. The Cataclysm one lasted 6 months, and Mists of Pandaria beta lasted 7 months. So how long is the Warlords of Draenor beta going to last?
About 8 years.
Well, on that correlation, 8 months.
Jesus Christ.
So
that's a very long
beta.
beta.
I doubt that's been designed intentionally. Each beta is a month longer than the previous, but if that's what happens, then yeah.
Yeah, because of course they can't expect players to constantly do the same content, and they can't really say that the beta access is content for players to do, because not everyone's going to have access to the beta unless they do some stupid sort of like everyone gets access to the beta thing. I'm not sure if that would be necessarily generally a good thing.
I don't think that would work for a start.
Yeah, I don't think it would necessarily work, as well as they haven't actually announced another annual pass. They may do another annual pass. I think that if they were going to do it, they would have announced it at BlizzCon personally. But they may say, oh yeah, if you want access and all this.
But I mean, they didn't announce the new PvP season at BlizzCon.
Yeah, that's
maybe
true.
Maybe that's not as big news as an annual pass.
Yeah.
But even so,
it's a bit worrying though.
They just seem like they don't know what they're doing.
A little bit. If it does take that long, then there's going to be some serious problems. That the players are going to get bored. Players are going to get very, very bored.
Very quickly.
Exactly. So you're going to see a big drop in subs and everything like that. But WildStar's coming out soon, Loz.
So we just play that instead.
Yeah, and RuneScape's good. Oh, bless it. It does try, though. So moving on to other news, Lawrence. You know Greg? You know Ghostcrawler, our old friend?
Oh, yeah, he's a great friend
of
ours.
God, I rang him the other day. I was like, how's it going? He called the police and everything. It was wonderful. But yeah, either way, of course, he did leave Blizzard after last month. In order to pursue a great opportunity for something new and exciting. And that new exciting thing that he's gone on to do is he's actually joined Riot Games, Lawrence. The people who make League of Legends.
Yeah.
So this was he updated his LinkedIn page. Now he's the lead game designer of League of Legends in Riot Games.
With Morello, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, well, I suppose it's a completely different game. It's quite a fresh, exciting game.
I mean, it's kind of interesting that he's gone there. I'm surprised, to be honest. I thought he would stick with the MMO route, but either way, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's done loads of other things in the past. So he's more than he can do whatever he wants.
Good luck, Greg.
Yeah, I hope you
and
have
all
a
you League of
time.
Legends players, obviously look out for the Paladin champion that's coming out soon. And as soon as it is released, it's going to be nerfed to absolute shit. So get ready for that, guys.
Oh dear. So moving on to more Warlords of Draenor news, Lawrence. They did say that flex raiding in Warlords, they did say that they may accommodate it up to 30 players, or even, like, maybe even more players than that. So Ion Hazikostas? Sorry, I've slaughtered your name. I'm very, very sorry. But he did tweet. He is the lead encounter designer, and he did tweet out on Twitter, "We are looking at a 30 top end to accommodate existing 25-man social structures, but no promises. Performance may be prohibitive." So I think that's awesome. Like, me and you,
I think that's great.
We stream a shit ton of flex, and like, of course, I'm really looking forward to Warlords of Draenor because we're going to be able to do a bunch more like different difficulties with like the viewers and all that kind of stuff with flexes and everything. But having that up to a potentially 30-man is awesome, because I always feel so bad when there's like people, like hundreds of people, whatever, like, can I come? And it's just like, no, I haven't got the space. So it's nice to be able to bring a couple more people in, but I think it's generally, I don't see what the bad part
Yeah,
is.
I don't see anything bad about it, really. I mean, if they can go up to 40-man or something like that, or maybe even 50-man, I don't see any problem to that. I mean, the only problem is, like they say, the performance may be an issue. It might just crush PCs and people just won't be able to do it. But either way, I think that's great. I don't see anything wrong with it, and I don't see anything difficult in terms of scaling with it as well. If they design the encounters in the way that they're planning to for Flex anyway, it's not going to change anything.
Yeah, exactly. So like maybe one more ballable spawn. So you got to go deal with that or something.
It shouldn't be a big problem.
It shouldn't be too much of an issue at all. So yeah, hoping that does stay in, and hoping that they do work on that completely.
Now, last week, our friends at Plantronics, which is the headset company, they gave us access to give away 3 of their rig headsets. If you look up on screen now, Emily Mabry, Olaf Rexars, and Chip the Hamburger. Excellent name. You guys won the RNG Fest, and the generator picked you 3 guys. Check your YouTube messages. We have sent all 3 of you a message. We'll go through it and send the headsets to you guys. So check those messages, and commiserations to everyone else.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it was very, very sad that you guys didn't win.
However, we do actually have 3 more to give away this week. Hooray!
That's right.
So for you guys who didn't actually manage to win the RNG Festival, you got one more chance of getting through. We have got, once again, 3 Plantronic rig headsets to give away, the ones that come in 2 different colours, and you can work for the PC as well as Xbox and PS4, and it's got a range of features.
They're
just good headsets. So if you do want to get a chance of winning that, so all you have to do is leave a like on the video, as well as write a comment with the word headset somewhere in it. Also, tell us something, I don't know, like about what you think about the video. What do you think about Ghostcrawler leaving us? Going over to those bastards, those nice people at Riot. So just let us know. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Just leave the word headset in your comment, and you'll have a chance of winning next week. So moving on to the part of the show where we look at our mail.
That's right, you know how it works, guys. Send in your mail to Twitch and into Facebook and into Twitter.
Yeah.
Information's on the screen now.
And the link's in the description. And the first one comes in from Veggie92 on Twitch, and they've sent us in a lovely picture, Lawrence, of a very familiar orc. That's my rogue, Lawrence. They've drawn my rogue from the armory, and it's got a little shoulder pads. And
Looks amazing, actually.
It looks pretty goddamn cool. So yeah, big thanks.
It's going straight on my fridge.
Like a little magnet.
Yep.
Like, pride of place on the FatBoss fridge. Thank you very much there, Veggie92. Awesome work.
Now, Hampus also on Twitch asks, hello, I have a question about starting to raid. I've been playing since TBC with multiple breaks, but I can never get starting on raiding. Every guild I try to get into desires experience and gear, the same with pugs. Do you have any tips on the best way to get started? I have 511 item level right now, and I don't know if that's too little or not. Would be great with an answer. Thanks in advance.
Well, in Mr. Pandora, especially this patch with the timeless isle and everything, there's so many ways that you can get geared up. Like 511 is pretty good, like if you've just harvested gear from the timeless isle, but you should be able to get quite a higher item level by looking for raids, unfortunately. Even though it's a horrible experience, however, you do need to do it in order to get better gear, because once you do get that, maybe you'll be able to join a couple of flex groups, and that you'll be able to get gear from that, which will also give you more experience, and then you might be able to join a normal mode guild, which you're just running it on normal mode and doing like some slow progression or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, to go directly from your item level right now into a normal group would be more or less impossible. It's very difficult to find a guild that would be happy to do that. The only way you'd ever be able to do that is if you joined a guild where someone vouched for you and said, this guy is the best at his class and his role.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what his item level is, he's worth bringing in to gear up because he'll carry.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
If you have that scenario, then that's what you should try and do. But ultimately, if you can't do that, the best way to do it would be, again, through looking for raids and stuff like that. And then once you have picked up enough gear and looking for raids, you could then go join a flex. Because in a flex group, very rarely anyone will ask some sort of achievement or experience. The only thing they'll ask for is a certain amount of item level. And that certain amount of item level is usually, what, 530, 540? You can easily gain that through Siege of Orgrimmar looking for raid.
Yeah,
and also through crafted gear, as well as the world bosses. Save your coins for the world bosses, get some tier and all that. It's very, very easy to gear up. Like, over a month, you could probably go from 514 to 540 very, very easily.
Yeah, it will take a little while, but you should be able to do it. And of course, once you get to that stage, then you can progress from there. But yeah, guilds asking for experience and for good gear. There's no real like way around it, to be honest. Like if you were running a guild, you'd ask the same thing. But if you're in the opposite like situation where you don't have any of that, then it's kind of like, how do I get started? So it does take quite a long time. But once you get rolling, I'm sure you'll do it in no time. So good luck, Hampus.
Row916 also on Twitch asks, which boss had the most stupid name or was most irritating? In my opinion, Paragon's was a special kind of hell, but he, from the Fallen Protectors, gets an honourable mention for fueling all the smart asses during the first weeks when people said DPS on he and they would reply on he who, etc.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I've never even heard that before.
Yeah, I've never heard anyone say that, but yeah, that's
just terrible.
That's kind of lame. But yeah, good question. I'd say definitely Fock, for one reason only.
Why Fock? Fock's fine.
If you go on any of our YouTube guides for normal heroic on Fock, the top rated comment is always fuck the bloodthirsty. Because apparently with our accent we can't say Fock. It sounds like fuck.
We can't say it's Fock, mate. Yeah. Oh.
What's up, Gov? Apples and pears are gonna fuck, yeah?
Oh god, nothing like that. Yeah. So okay, I kind of agree with you on Fock then.
Yep,
Fock,
we're going with
bloodthirsty. Jesus Christ. Oh well, yeah, that wins. And the last one comes in from Daryl on Facebook, and he asks, as a recently ex-WoW player, I'm trying to keep myself entertained with other gaming and even social experiences.
What is that?
That's like, one time I went outside and there was like this woman there and she was like, oh, hello there, will you help me across the road? And I just punched her and left me, I was so scared. I didn't know her. It was just too much for me. So yeah, but that's a social experience at least. But he always seems to feel a pull to resubscribe and kick ass with my favourite ragtag bunch of reprobates. When you had your time off a short while ago, how did you handle with the urges? Well, we didn't do a very good job, did we, Lawrence?
No, that's why we're back.
Yeah, we are back.
We just got bored of beating up old people.
Well, I got arrested too many times. But yeah, so we are back. But of course, there are loads of different games to play. If I had to like not play WoW, the only things I'd be playing is probably Hearthstone, League of Legends with our friend Greg, nerfing all my favourite champions, and I don't know, DayZ, something like that. There's loads of different games. They're probably like my 3 games that I'm playing at the moment. Actually, I haven't played LoL in a while, but otherwise, yeah, there's lots of different games to play, but it's just something that draws you back to WoW, I think. If you really did enjoy WoW and you've been playing it for a long time, there are things that make you want to come back. Like, even if you
it's just like your character's like your baby. If you've had your character for a long time and you have a character that you consider like your main, and you don't really like swap around characters that much, it's like your baby. You need to nurture it. You need to keep it updated with the best gear, best achievements, the best mounts.
Oh, God.
You know, you're like the mother to your character.
Yeah, it is a bit
and
like...
you feel bad abandoning it. So.
Yeah, but overall, yeah, like, WoW does bring you back. I don't know what it's about. There's like, something quite mythical about it. It's just quite addictive, this game, of course.
Yeah, it's crack.
Yeah, it's like the crack of video games. It just brings you back over and over again and leaves you feeling disappointed.
But thanks again, guys. That's all we've got time for this week. Again, if you would like to win one of those headsets, do leave a like and a comment, all that sort of nice shit. And we will see you next week.
Yes, goodbye.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you.